single move. MC Rabbit remarked that the champion title was practically decided, it would surely belong to Bloodclaw. The spectators erupted in excitement, chanting his name. Trang Hoai Tui acknowledged his strength, but Vo Wei found him so insignificant that she wouldn't even assign him as a gatekeeper. Meanwhile, Luke Lee remained focused. Observing closely, he realized that Bloodclaw could destroy opponents' weapons, which meant his base attributes were far above average. Suddenly, Bloodclaw turned to him with a mocking challenge. "Hey, little kid, if you've got the guts, come up here. I'm not done having fun yet." Despite the arrogant provocation, Luke Lee ignored his words and continued analyzing. It was clear that his chances of victory were slim, but to get close to Vo Wei, he had no choice but to fight to the end. From the grandstand, Vo Wei looked down at him with curiosity and anticipation. Luke Lee, despite the daunting challenge, refused to show hesitation. Nothing could stop him from finding his brother. Drowning out the noise, he stepped onto the battlefield with unwavering determination. The match between Bloodclaw, the Berserker Lion, and the so-called cannon fodder contestant officially began. Bloodclaw smirked and scoffed. "Just a little provocation, and you come running in? Then I'll let your despair be the perfect dessert after my victory." Luke Lee, irritated by his endless taunts, thought to himself, "Is this guy going to fight or not? At least let me know so I can plan my next move." Without wasting any more time, he rushed toward Bloodclaw at an astonishing speed. Bloodclaw narrowly dodged the attack, almost forgetting that Luke Lee was an assassin. It seemed that he had been hiding his true skills all along. As soon as he avoided the strike, he immediately counterattacked. However, Luke Lee's speed was not enough to gain an advantage against such overwhelming strength. Realizing that he was injured, Bloodclaw felt utterly humiliated in front of the audience. His eyes flashed with fury as he activated his passive skill, Blood Unleash, significantly boosting his strength, speed, and critical strikes. MC though was sweating as he commented on how an underdog contestant like Luke Lee could hold his ground against Bloodclaw. Meanwhile, Vo Wei found the fight increasingly interesting because, despite Luke Lee's level and bloodline being the lowest rank, he was still making Bloodclaw furious. Consumed by rage, Bloodclaw charged forward, unleashing a series of powerful attacks. Luke Lee gave his all to defend, but the significant attribute gap left him struggling. As he retreated to dodge a strike, he lost his balance. Seeing this, Bloodclaw assumed victory was within his grasp and lunged in to finish him off. But everything was part of Luke Lee's plan. He had been waiting for this exact move. Just as Bloodclaw prepared his finishing blow, Luke Lee activated his backstab skill, instantly teleporting behind his opponent and launching a critical strike. However, Bloodclaw had anticipated this. With a sinister grin, he activated Blood Essence, Lion's Roar, releasing a shockwave that paralyzed Luke Lee, rendering him completely immobile. MC though was astonished. This was the ultimate technique of the Berserker Lion clan, immobilizing any enemy within 5 meters for 1.5 seconds. From the stands, Trang Hoai Tui looked satisfied, praising Bloodclaw's abilities as worthy of further training. In contrast, Vo Wei only scoffed, remarking that the old man was too eager to collect disciples. Deep inside, she felt a slight disappointment. This fight had piqued her interest, something that hadn't happened in a long time. On the battlefield, Bloodclaw seized the moment while Luke Lee was immobilized and delivered a devastating attack. One strike severed Luke Lee's arm, followed by another that broke his leg. With a victorious sneer, Bloodclaw mocked him, saying there was no need to surrender because even if he did, he wouldn't be spared. Despite the dire situation, Luke Lee silently prepared his final move. It seemed the prey had taken the bait. Bloodclaw had completely lowered his guard. With a smug expression, he stepped toward Luke Lee. Unaware of the trap, Luke Lee remained still, carefully observing every step, when Bloodclaw took one more step forward and stomped down on his injured leg. It was the moment he had been waiting for. Summoning all his remaining strength, Luke Lee sprang up and hurled his dagger forward. At the same time, his previously severed arm unexpectedly moved, delivering a fatal strike from behind. Bloodclaw focused entirely on facing Luke Lee, completely unaware of the dagger hurtling toward him from behind. Everything had gone according to Luke Lee's plan. He activated backstab, instantly teleporting behind Bloodclaw and delivering a fatal strike. Bloodclaw collapsed on the spot, unable to comprehend what had just happened. Vo Wei and Trang Hoai Tui were both stunned. The entire audience